Alright, war number 5 of the season. We're up against SAS, some good guys there, Coop, J-Nick, Dreamin', and yeah, plenty of other good people, I'm sure. But yeah, of course, friendships and known names aside, we want the win. We're 2-2 for the season and we want to get back to winning ways with this one. And yeah, as you can see there as well, I managed to successfully place a pre-fight at the start of the war. Didn't hold anyone up, didn't make anyone's boost run out. We came back. It was a tough journey, but we got there, you know. I think I might have redeemed myself with that one. But anyway, speaking of redeeming myself, this first fight is actually the first time I'm taking domino on 25 during a season. I think in about 2 seasons. Last season I didn't. I think it was the season before that where I took her a few times, or it might have even been all the way back in season 29, where I think I was on like a 4 solo streak against her on that particular node, and then there was one just like really rough death to her, and this was a chance to bury that. You know, funnily enough, I was on Discord not long, you know, like the evening before doing this fight, and seeing people talking about, oh, it's just Corvus and Warlock food, and I was like, well, right, we can't screw this one up now, can we? But it's going so clean. We've obviously used the power start, the tech power back boost, and yeah, if you get the rhythm right, it is a pretty straightforward Warlock fight. But you can very easily, like that and the little combo I took earlier, you can get caught out quite easily, basically. You lose that rhythm and it can get very rough, which is I think the case against domino anywhere on the map. So good start. Okay, so second fight of the war, we have got a knull. One node before where I took him in war 1, and he's unduped this time. And no, you don't need to rub your eyes. I genuinely have Shang Chi on my team in a war. And for any of you who have kids, you should know, you tell your kid not to do something, they usually go to the other parent and try to sneak past you that way. So Campo doesn't want me to bring Shang-Chi to war. I speak to DLL instead. Jokes aside, neither of them have a problem with me bringing Shang-Chi to war. It's just usually a planning thing, and it's now an on-running joke between me and Campo that he jokes about not allowing me. But getting into the specifics of this fight, you do not want to block at all because you don't want to get any of the Living Abyss debuffs on you. So with Shang-Chi, well, you don't need to, you know, you can use unblockable Wushus, you can cleanse. When he throws specials like that, you get the heal block and armor break from the node, and you just cleanse it. You know, it purifies if you've got your cleanse charges up, and then that makes you unblockable passively. Along with your unblockable charges, then you want to use your stun Wushu to get your heavy reset on the back of that. And as you can see, so quickly we're already close to finishing this one. Now he throws a special too, so we've actually got so many debuffs on me that he's unblockable. But again, it doesn't matter. I'm creating my own openings, and we come out of that one full yellow bar. So absolutely incredible counter Shang-Chi is for that particular fight. I think if he was duped in high sig, then I might have leaned more towards Doom, like I went with in the first war. But having just done that, I really do think that even against a like max sig null, Shang-Chi should work. Like, if you look at how I did that fight there, I didn't have to block at all. So his unblockable was irrelevant. Of course, again, it comes down a little bit to the AI. Like, if he threw special ones, it could get a bit more annoying because I don't really have those down as much as I do the special 2, for example. But yeah, I think Shang-Chi proved his point there. And very solid 2 fights so far. So now we've got Havok. Of course, we want to heal up our Warlock a little bit, make sure we're at decent health going in, and then yeah, I was about to start fighting. I was like, you know what, let's just be extra safe. Let's chuck an extra potion in, you know, because that's what we do. We take all this extra stops and measures so that when fights go south, you know you've done all you can. Keep note of that because that's going to come very relevant for my final fight. We go in here, stick to the plan. I've taken the Havok on this path I think already this season. Definitely remember doing it at some point, but the aim here is just block a lot because then you'll keep power draining him as he does energy attacks into your block. And then by power draining him, you're keeping his plasma build up down and therefore not getting plasma on you. So you see there, he was getting close to putting a plasma on me. I managed to block in time to remove it. The reason for that is because you've got a heal block on you throughout the fight. You can't shrug it off with Warlock. You can get armor break on you through crumbling armor, and then all he would need is one plasma on you and he's unblockable, and it suddenly just becomes a more difficult fight to manage. So here it's just a lot of blocking. You can still do reparries, of course, to force openings, but I find, of course, sometimes as I'm blocking to power drain him, he double mediums into my block, and then I can retaliate and punish that. There as well, I opt to go for the special 3. This is something I remember, I think I said in the last time I took this fight, and I saw in an off-season video, I believe. The special 3 is like a safer route. You're going to put a nice long power drain on him, and obviously every time you crit Havok, he gets plasma, I think. So special 2 crits will build that up faster. But yeah, as you can see there, special 2 at the end, because we know we're close to finishing him off. And then you'll also get a bit of power drain off the special 2, so that helps reduce plasmas as well. But yeah, 3 really solid fights there. At this point, I'm cruising. I thought my war was done. I know there's a Prof X mini-boss on 55 where I'm going to be placing HoX, but that's it. Then I see a message from the other guy whose name was down for it, and he was going to be a bit busy, and actually both our names were down for it, so he said, are you cool to take it? And of course I was. I was like, what's Prof X on 55? HoX pre-fight gets rid of any worry of limber. Warlock should clean it out quick enough that, there's no worry of anything else, right? Just manage the high ground charge as well. Let's talk through my mistakes as this one goes on. So yeah, check the nodes, check my pre-fights on. Of course, someone's thrown an extra Mr. Fantastic 1 on as well. Suppression, great. Check my boosts. I've gone light boost because obviously this is well after, so I had no boosts on, but light boost is enough, right? Warlock can handle this fight, so that's fine. So far, no errors. I now come in, I haven't healed yet, and then I go to my boosts first. That's my first mistake. Should have healed before coming into the screen. Should have probably healed before putting the boosts on as well, but at the very least before coming into the screen. Then throw combat regen on and start the fight, and in a moment I'm going to see 77% health and go, oh, forgot to heal. That's annoying, but okay, don't panic, we can handle this fight, right? Starting fine, we've got the HoX, right? Just, land our parries, and yeah, watch his falter counter. That's something I wish I had just kept muttering to myself during the fight, but usually it's just so standard that I don't have to. But yeah, so far everything's going completely fine. High ground isn't too bad yet. Then here, he throws a heavy. Instinctively I go to punish him. But what did I forget? I forgot to watch his damn falter. Unnecessary 5-hit combo to my face then puts me low on health. And at this point I'm like, well, crap, man. High ground's starting to build up as well, so the block damage is ramping up. Now he's a bit lower, but then his falter is ready again. So thankfully this time I was paying attention. And, parry, I'm on 1%, I can't parry again. Go into punish his heavy and he dexes it. And punishes me instead. Yeah, 2% health left, what was that? 3.9k health. After such an incredible 3 fights before this, so smooth, so clean, so happy. Just like that. Throw an entire war, And now I'm using a potion anyway. I'm reviving using a potion, the potion that could have just been used before had I remembered. And I wouldn't have died. And it sucked. The only small silver lining is that it wasn't a game-changing death, but still feels terrible, and it's a lesson to learn from. As a battle group, 3 deaths there, so 1 really stupid one for me. Then we had 1 was a game crash, so we did okay. As an alliance, 13, not good enough. Simple as that. We've got to improve. So congratulations to SAS. They deserved their win. They actually had 2 deaths on their final fight as well against a boss, an Ebony Moore boss in our battle group. So yeah, they had even more control right until the last fight. and they deserve the win. We've got to pick it up. We've got to remember those small things. My fight against Professor X being a big showcase on the little things that, you know, you've got to get into good habits, as DLL was saying to us today. You know, it's all about forming those habits, knowing you're in the rhythm of doing things, but not relying on the rhythm as well, not relying on things being on autopilot. You know, I've got to actually, before a fight, stop, do like boost check, health check, you know, plan check, nodes check, pre-fights check, like, you know, do that before every fight, because otherwise a little bit of complacency creeps in, like today, and I go into a fight and I've forgotten to heal, and it's cost me, you know. And then, yeah, also a silly error like not watching his falter for a moment, you know, just getting too kind of taken away by the rhythm of the fight. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough for this video. Hopefully people have learned from my mistakes. I'm hoping that we've learned from enough of my mistakes. I'm hoping I've learned from my mistakes and there's not any or many left, or at least any costing ones of deaths for the rest of the season. I want to really go strong these last 6 wars and hopefully help us seal masters, and then, yeah, see what the future holds for what I want to do next with the game. But yeah, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.